One of the hardest things to do with these types of challenges is to find the time to talk about these. Well, I guess I found the time. So, let's talk about these. Day one started with Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Trilogy, a visual novel, a very different style of visual novel series, and we made it all the way to Case 4 of the very first game. We being me and my family. Now, if you ever want to play a game that makes you feel like a complete fool in front of your family, these style of visual novels are the games to go after. Because some of the questionnaire, some of the things that you're trying to present as evidence are gonna make you feel like a complete moron in front of your kids, family, whoever. I guess on the bright side of things, your kids won't ask you for help with math homework, but unfortunately for me, there are at least 2 more games in the series that I need to finish up with them, so I'll have plenty more chances to make a complete fool of myself. Next up was Mailmo, and I really must question my decision making when it comes to playing a game like this. But more importantly, is when I actually beat a game like this. Because there's nothing spectacular about this platformer. But on the other hand, it is oddly addictive, to the point where you just want to finish one more level, collect one more item, and fall off some annoying cliff one more time. And don't even get me started on the boss battles. But Mailmo was an odd, guilty pleasure. I'm glad it's over, but I'm also glad that I played it. After that, it was time for a classic, and I chose Mega Man Legacy Collection, plus Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, but in this case, I played Mega Man 2. Why 2? There is really no explanation, other than the fact that I wanted to play 2. So I started the game off, and eventually made my way all the way through. And after completing it, I must say this. I congratulate everyone, and at the same time, feel sorry for you guys who had to play, or I should say, endure this game on the original NES. Because oh my god, some of these bosses, especially the late ones, you know that laser guy? You know that alien? Yeah, they can both go to hell. But finally, after all these years, I can say that I have beaten a Mega Man game. Now I'm sure all you guys are dying to know which Mega Man I'm going to be playing next. And the answer is none. Next up was Banners of Ruin, a card game that I knew I shouldn't play because I was going to get hooked to it. I told myself I was not going to play a game that I was going to get addicted to. And yes, I got addicted to it. And eventually, I beat the whole thing. And it is a fantastic card game. If you have played games like Slay the Spire, Inscription, or many others out there, Banners of Ruin is definitely another one worth checking out and playing. Now, I'm a casual puzzle game fan, so when it came time to pick a puzzle game, it was easy. Soldum, Drop, Connect, Erase was the choice. I had played this game before, or at least I thought I did, but upon playing it, I definitely can confirm that I did play this game. I guess I can tell you that it wasn't that memorable then, and is certainly not that memorable now. However, it is a good time waster of sorts, a casual game that you can just sort of pick up, relax, play, and do whatever else you're doing. I wanted to play a classic. Not one of those old-ass classics from the NES or SNES. I'm talking about a classic on the Nintendo Switch that was released for this console way back, and now the game isn't talked about as much. I chose Sparklight. We all love our hidden gems, don't we? and I found one in Sparklight. Cannot wait to get through this thing.
Sparklight is a very good Zelda-esque roguelike action-adventure title. And I must say, of all the games that I played over here, there's this one and another one that came later on that I thought were the best of the bunch. I really enjoyed Sparklight quite a bit, to the point where I wanted to play this a lot more than what I did. I still have a few more bosses to go, but rest assured, when I'm done with this challenge, I'm gonna go back and finish Sparklight. Maybe even during the challenge, we'll see. But man, this is a great hidden gem. It was finally time to visit a good old Nintendo game. Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee was next on the list. Now the thing with this is that it requires motion controls. One of the few games early on when Nintendo was releasing their games, they were still into motion controls, a lot more than what they were later on. So unfortunately, I had to play with my original Joy-Cons, and yes, they have some major drift. So I played this game for a little while, and realized one thing: Pokemon games that require motion controls with Joy-Con drift are not a lot of fun. So I'm gonna have to revisit this game with new Joy-Cons sometime, and hopefully I will see Pokemon Eevee to the finish line. Now this is what I'm talking about. Gravity Circuit was next. And this, a lot of people compare it to Mega Man. I think it's a little bit more than Mega Man, at least based on my Mega Man 2 playthrough earlier. I think Gravity Circuit is a fantastic action platformer title that is really well made, has some amazing boss battles, great level design, and is probably one of those games that a lot more people need to play. I was very pleasantly surprised with this one. Definitely this game and Sparklight were my highlights for the entire playthrough.
Gravity Circuit is definitely something I want to finish. What a solid title.
Next up, it was time for an iconic franchise: Star Wars Racer and Commando Combo. Now, I have played Star Wars Racer multiple times. I love that game. It's one of my favorite go-to racing game titles that if I just want to play for a little while, enjoy my time with it, I go to that game. But Star Wars Republic Commando? I've never played. Well, guess what? Now I can no longer say that. I tried out Star Wars Republic Commando, and it is a first-person shooter game. Definitely a genre that I do not enjoy as much, but I appreciate what this game had to offer. Star Wars Republic Commando is definitely far from being a bad game, but it's just not my type of game. I'm definitely going to be spending some more time with it, but for now, I'm good. Slain Back from Hell was next, and talk about tedium. This game really tests your patience. At least it did mine. The problem is, while the gameplay is not terrible by any stretch of the imagination, it is a 2D action platformer. The problem is the level design. Even making a little bit of progress is just so challenging. And the developers know this too, because their checkpoint system is very fast and frequent. The problem is, it just sucks the fun out of getting from point A to point B. Because of so many challenges, you're constantly, at least I was constantly dying. And I'm still gonna play through this game eventually. But man, this one is tough. Very tough. And not tough in a fun way. I have heard so many things about Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. It was finally time to check it out. And I really enjoyed this game. For a 3D hack and slash title that is a licensed title, maybe aimed at kids, I'm not 100% sure about the license itself. I've never really watched the cartoons or anything from Samurai Jack. I know they were popular back whenever they were, but the game isn't bad. It reminded me of the good old PlayStation 2 era of 3D platforming hack and slash games. Simplistic, yes, but enjoyable nonetheless. Another game that I really want to get through, play through the entire thing, and I'm looking forward to that. Animal Well was next. I made a little bit more progress in this game, and it's still very, very challenging. It's not my type of challenge where I can do combat, fight with some difficult enemies. It is the platforming style of challenge that becomes frustrating for me. I'm still not giving up though. It is a very well designed, beautiful looking game, so definitely something that I want to check out later on. So I went to GameStop the other day, and what do I find? Of course a game. Neptunia Game Maker Revolution. Played some Hyperdimension games before, and they're oddly entertaining. Yes, they're very niche, and the story is really cheesy, and the characters are super weird at times, but they have their charm. And I played this game, and it was decent. Decent enough to where I can say that yes, I'll come back to this eventually. It is a hack and slash building simulator / visual novel, all crammed into one package. The game doesn't run that well, but who cares? It runs well enough. I'll be checking this game out eventually. I have beaten the Hyperdimension games before, so why not beat another one in 2025? Next is Chronos Before the Ashes. If there was ever a reminder to play and beat a frickin' Dark Souls game, it's always games like this that re-energize or remind me that yes, I have still not beaten a Dark Souls game. Chronos Before the Ashes doesn't do anything spectacularly well, but it seems decent enough. I'm definitely going to be spending more time with this, as I get more of a chance to do so in the future. And finally, we have Hammer Watch 2, which includes Hammer Watch the Anniversary Edition. These games are a reminder as to why I initially hated gaming on the PC. I still do not like it, but these are the types of games that remind me of those times. Now, inherently, there is nothing wrong with this game, other than the fact that it's an obvious PC game. I don't know the series, but I'm sure some of you that have played on the PC know it really, really well. So the two questions that I have for myself are, why does this game exist on the Nintendo Switch? And more importantly, why in the hell did I choose to play this? I don't have an answer to either, but I did ever so briefly enjoy my time with this. Like it? Sure. Want some more? No. And that is the update for now. We have about 16 more titles to go, and 16 more days to cover those titles in. What the future holds, who knows? But I hope you guys stick around for the entire journey. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!